Have you ever known something wasn't right, but you ignored it anyway? Maybe it was a person, a relationship, a job opportunity, or even a decision you rushed into and later thought, I knew better. I've been there many more times than I can count. And for a long time, I thought that meant that I had bad intuition. What I've learned is this. Most of the time, it's not that we lack intuition, it's that we don't use discernment. In this video, I want to break down what discernment actually is in a simple, grounded way, how it's different from intuition, why we ignore red flags, and a step-by-step guide to using discernment in daily life. So I'm talking about relationships, decisions, work, and personal growth. This is from my own lived experience, not theory. So if this sounds interesting to you, then stick around and watch this video. So what is discernment? At its simplest level, discernment is the ability to make a wise judgment. It's the ability to see clearly, to separate truth from noise, and choose the right path, not just the easiest or the most emotionally comfortable one. Discernment in a spiritual context is often described as the ability to recognize truth from deception, the ability to recognize wisdom over impulse, and the ability to recognize clarity over confusion. In a religious context, discernment involves slowing down, seeking guidance beyond ego or emotion, and the ability to align decision-making with truth, integrity, and what is genuinely good. But here's the key thing. Discernment is not abstract or mystical. It's deeply practical. You use it every single day, whether you realize it or not. So let's talk about red flags. A red flag is information. It's data. It's your system saying, pay attention. In the past, I ignored a lot of red flags in romantic relationships and friendships. And every single time, it came back to bite me. But I don't regret it, because those experiences taught me something important. Ignoring red flags doesn't mean that you're stupid. It means that you're emotionally attached. You're hoping that someone will change, and you're projecting potential instead of observing reality. Red flags aren't always loud. Sometimes they're subtle. So I'm talking about inconsistency, discomfort keeping you rationalizing, feeling drained instead of energized, and having to explain away behavior that just doesn't sit right with you. Discernment is what stops you from explaining red flags away. So how is discernment different from intuition? This is one of the most important distinctions. Intuition is immediate, instinctive, and it's a gut feeling or inner nudge. Intuition says something feels off. It's fast, it's subconscious, and it's pattern recognition. Whereas discernment is slower, it's reflective, and it's conscious. Discernment asks you, why does this feel off? What evidence supports this? And is this aligned with my values and truth? Intuition is the signal, and discernment is the process. Intuition gives you the spark, whereas discernment turns that spark into wisdom. This is important because not every feeling is truth, and not every fear is intuition. Discernment helps you separate genuine guidance from anxiety, projection, or emotional attachment. So now I'm going to go through a step-by-step guide for how you can use discernment in your daily life. Step 1, slow down. If you're constantly rushing, reacting, or overstimulated, you can't hear yourself. This might look like 10 to 15 minutes of quiet reflection, prayer or meditation, sitting alone without distractions. Clarity doesn't shout, it whispers. Step 2, notice your inner response without acting on it. Pay attention to discomfort, tightness, a sense of peace or unease, but don't act immediately. Discernment is not reaction, it's observation. Ask yourself, is this a consistent feeling or a momentary emotion? Step 3, look at behavior, not words. Discernment is grounded in patterns. Ask yourself, do their actions match their words? Is there consistency over time? And how do I feel after interacting with them? Discernment watches what is, not what could be. Step 4, filter through values and truth. This is where discernment becomes powerful. Ask yourself, does this align with my values? Does this require me to abandon self-respect? Does this bring peace or constant confusion? Truth brings clarity. Confusion is often a sign that you're ignoring something. Step 5, seek wise counsel and not validation. Discernment doesn't mean doing everything alone. Talk to grounded, wise people with real life lived experience. People who aren't emotionally involved, people who will tell you the truth, not just what you want to hear. Avoid asking people who reinforce your bias. Step 6, test, then act. Discernment leads to action. That might be setting a boundary, creating distance, saying no, or choosing the harder but healthier path. Wisdom without action changes nothing. So let's talk about what discernment is not. Let's clear this up. Discernment is not being suspicious of everyone, being paranoid, overthinking every situation, or judging people harshly. Discernment is calm, it's grounded, and it's clear. It doesn't come from fear, it comes from truth. And truth brings clarity. So how can you use discernment in your daily life? You can use it when you're making decisions. So choosing a job based on alignment, not just money, spending intentionally instead of impulsively, protecting your time and energy. You can use discernment in relationships, choosing friends based on character, not charm, noticing how people make you feel over time, setting boundaries without guilt. You can use discernment when it comes to information, questioning sensational headlines, checking news sources and outlets, not absorbing everything you consume emotionally. You can use discernment when it comes to personal growth, recognizing your own patterns, asking yourself, am I acting from fear or from clarity? And you can use discernment when it comes to being honest with yourself. So here's the truth. Every time I ignored my discernment, I paid for it emotionally. And every time I honored it, even when it was uncomfortable, my life became more peaceful, more aligned, and more grounded. Discernment isn't about being perfect. It's about being honest. The more you practice it, the quieter your life becomes, because you stop forcing what isn't meant for you. And if you're learning to trust yourself again, you're not alone. Thank you so much for watching this video. If it resonated with you, please let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more healing content. Thank you so much. I love you. Happy New Year. Have a blessed day. Take care. Bye.